What up, figure freaks? Gingervice75 coming at you with another action figure review. Today we're doing the Marvel Legends Maximum Series, maximum priced Spider-Man action figure review. Maximum price, that's kind of a joke, you know. There's a lot of bitching and moaning going on about this figure. At least there was until everyone kind of turned their focus onto the Maximum Series Hulk. But, you know, everyone was like, $50. But if you think about it, this guy's got, what, 6 pairs of swappable hands, 3 swappable heads, bunch of web effects, a spider sense effect. So, yeah, you're getting more than a normal Marvel Legends, which is priced at $25. Now, is this worth double the price? Probably not, but it's a good round figure, and Hasbro went with it. So it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of crying, pissing, and moaning about this figure when it was first announced, but that focus kind of switched over to the Hulk. Because then everyone found out, oh, the Hulk's $10 more, and it's got this, like, weird shell for the upper torso that's all gooey and mushy so he can do his thunderclap and stuff like that. So we'll see how that figure comes out. I've heard good things, I've heard bad things, but it is what it is. Let's check out this figure in the box a little closer. So, yes, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of hands. Peter Parker head, 2 Spidey heads. We got a bunch of web effects, a shield, a splooge, a little whatever that is. Couple of lines up here. We got the Spidey sense and then the 2 alt Spidey heads. And I'm not really sure what the difference is with them, but we will find out. And this is, you know, a decent looking box. We got a little glamour shot here, him hanging upside down with his Spidey sense tingling. Him swinging on a web close up. Little crouch down here looking at the city. So people are saying that this is kind of reminiscent of the Todd McFarlane style when he was doing Spider-Man in the late 80s, early 90s, where the web features are very close up instead of they're spread apart, you know. So yeah, seems like it captures that. Let's open this bad boy up and see what Maximum Series Spider-Man is all about. So we got the box there. We'll show the little cardboard backer here real quick. Is it worth saving? I don't know. No. It's just your normal run-of-the-mill comic book looking thing. And the plastic molding, we got a little thing that comes out right here. Whoa, okay. Where we got the stand and a couple of the hands back here. And then we got hands every other gap here because this kind of fills the gap. Kind of interesting that they did that, I guess. I don't know if that's really warranted like that. So yeah, we got the shield here. That's a little clip-on for the wrist. Just like a cap shield. That's pretty neat. It's pretty tough. We got this little web basket. We got the little sperm thing, little spoojie. All right. Then we'll bust out these guys. Is this 2 of them? Yep, so we got 2 web lines. Oh, we got the Spidey sense. It's pretty cool. He's getting all tingly. I think that just wraps around his head. Here's one head. It looks kind of like maybe the eyes are a little bit thicker, like the black that's wrapped around the eyes here. It's a little thicker. Look at that. There's a little stray little line there. That's no good. It looks really thick on this side, but then on this side it doesn't as much. So it's a little off balance there. Look at that. Oh, I see that shit. It looks horrible. Here's the P.D. Parker head. Kind of looking crazy, dude. I don't know if I like this head sculpt. Let's look at some of these hands here. We got the flippy hands with web attached to it. We got tape getting in the way. That's kind of neat. I like that, actually. Good idea. And we got the thwippy hands. You know the deal here. A little bit different. Oops. This guy's kind of got the curled pinky over here, that's kind of cool, actually, I think, because that's kind of how your pinky finger would naturally go, I think, when you're doing the metal fingers extend kind of thing. But, you know, some people are more ambidextrous, but pretty neat. They kind of made them a little different. Then we got some C-grip hands, and it looks like they're almost like formed to grip around something instead of just being normal like gun-toting, whatever, bar-holding hands. They almost look like they're meant to grip around these lines. Let's give it a shot up in here. Yes, indeed, it is. Look at that. So, some different molds. I like it. Then we got back here, we got the little stand, which has got two little hinges, so you can move that around. We're gonna go like this. No, we're gonna do it like that. Duh. So you can move that wheel or that hinge right there, and then this hinge. So that's pretty neato. I like that. And then let's bust out the figure. Oh, let's get out these other hands first here. I'm interested to see what these are looking like. The non-gloved thwippy spider or web shooter hands. One's kind of getting ready to hit that button on the palm, and this one is just whipping out. Pretty cool. I think that's neat. It's neato. And then finally, we got some wall crawler hands, and these don't look to be your average wall crawler hands. Almost like he's doing like finger push-ups. Usually they're kind of more like flat-handed, but these are kind of more like that. So that's neat. I'm liking it so far. Is it worth 50 bucks? Yeah. And so what I did, I actually bought 5 of these guys, and my plan was to sell like 2 of them. Keep one in box, keep one, I don't know, in hand or open, and probably give one to my son, who's a huge Spider-Man fan. He loves Spidey. And maybe sell 2 of them for a bit, not too much more, but a little bit more than retail, I guess. So maybe 70 bucks. I don't know. Make a little bit of money back and be happy to have you know, 2 of my own, one to open, one to throw in a storage bin, wait for a rainy day or in a pickle or something. We'll go through the articulation here and look at the paint first. So I heard there was issues with the paint up here, kind of being worn out. It's got some little like shininess going on up here. I don't know what's going on up there, but there's some little glimmering going on. Let's see here. It looks like the eyes are pretty equal on this guy, but if you look over here, I don't know what's going on with that, man. Like, that just looks bad to me. One's really thick. Like, I would have liked it if it was both sides that looked like this, but this side, it almost matches up with the other head a little bit. And then this side. So if both sides were like this, and maybe I'll have to hit it with a black marker or something, kind of thicken it up, because this is, oops, sorry. As I miss the shot, this is just, it's horse shit. That's really bad. I mean, is he like raising an eyebrow here or what? I don't know, but it just seems like the thickness of the black of the around the eyes should be matched up on this side, and it's not. It's totally like this. Sorry to fixate on this shit, but that just bugs me. So there you have it. But yeah, the paint looks pretty good here. Like, he is sporting his webs, and I don't see any real mishaps. Looks like Spider-Man. Little skinny for my taste, but you know, he's a skinny dude. But you know, when he gets older, he develops muscles. So maybe they could have just made him a little more muscly, just a little tad beefier. Of course, they do have the diaphragm swivel. It's ratchety. You hear the click, click, click there. So he bends over like that. He does have a stomach crunch, but there is no waist swivel. So that kind of takes away from it. It'd be nice if someday you get the diaphragm swivel, stomach crunch, and a waist swivel, because you're going to be doing some maximum posing then. So they didn't really come through as far as the maximum posing. They could have done just a tad better. The head goes like that. He looks down pretty good. You have the ball joint up here where the head attaches to the neck, as well as down here in the upper torso where the neck meets the body. So it twists there. It twists on the head as well. Get that back. So there's a lot of movement there. What's he doing? Oh, Petey. We got the butterflies. The shoulders goes up like that. Twists around. We got the elbows that are double jointed, pinless. We actually have a forearm swivel to go along with the swivel on the wrist. And there's a tilt there, I think. Yep. So that's pretty good. Like, it would be nice if all figures kind of started to come like this, but they had to do the cut here as well, and there is a cut on the bicep. But they had to do this because you're going to pull this off to put on the gloveless web shooter hands. So you can swap the hands down here if he's got the glove on, like this, or like this. But if you want to put the gloveless on, you're going to have to pull it right up here on the forearm. He does the splits. He's got the drop downs, apparently. Wow, look at that. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, pinless. He does have a boot cut. And then he's got the tilt and swivel at the ankle. as well as posable articulated toe. So, not a bad figure. From head to toe, not bad. If they had the waist swivel, this would be like the perfect figure, and the posability would be fucking nuts. And it already is knuckin' futz. It really is. This is a nice figure. The paint's nice. We will do a lot of comparisons with a lot of different Spideys and see how he matches up. What's going on here? Come on now. So, I'm going to play around with some posing, take some shots, and I think I gotta get some better light in here. But yeah, I'm actually kind of impressed with this figure. So, except for this head, which really kind of pisses me off. So I just feel like I bought 5 of these, and maybe I just opened the wrong one on accident. Maybe I'll give my son one and then I'll secretly swap heads, and hopefully he's not watching this, but that might happen. I bought them, right? So I'll do a couple quick shots of posing, and then I'm gonna have to think about the rating here. So give me a few on that one, and then we're gonna do comparisons and wrap it up. Just some silly little poses up on the crate. I kind of like this pose. So kind of got him diving off of the crate here. One thing I did notice as well is, well, you got the red on the inside here of this joint on the shoulder. I mean, at least they don't have pins here that are red, like almost every other Spider-Man figure before 2023, I kind of like that dark blue, though, for some reason. I don't know why, but kind of like it. Up, up, and away! Cool poses here. PD just checking out a ROM number 1 while drinking a Coca-Cola after whooping some ass. The whip, the whip. Hey, he's playing a little frisbee golf. Go Spidey! Alright, so we got the Maximum Spider-Man all displayed out here with all his accessories, all the webbing effects, the spider sense effect, and lots of hands, couple heads, a stand. So I'm gonna give this figure a 7.8. I want to give it an 8, but it's just not quite there. The paint's good, except for that one head where it's a little bit off balance. It doesn't look as bad on camera. When I look at it, it looks like shit to the human eye. What we like to judge these figures on is the value. And was this worth the $50 that we paid? Maybe. I can't say definitively. If it was $40, hey, let's celebrate. That's cool. But this is a business, right? This is I got your ass, not your money. So, yeah, it's a great figure. 7.8. It's a great figure. I don't know how it could be improved. Maybe movable hands here off the wrists would have been cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a bad figure. The Peter Parker head sculpt could be better. But yeah, so 7.8. I enjoyed posing the F out of this figure and futzing around with them, so it's getting a 7.8. And I usually go like the whole number or half, but I wanted to give it an 8, but just can't do it. So decent figure. I would recommend buying it. If you can get it for less, cool. It's probably going to be more expensive for a little while, but see how that works out. I bought 5 of these bad boys, so was hoping to sell at least 2. We're going to do some comparisons coming up. Let's do some comparisons, and I'll keep jabbering about the figure here, but we got the retro carded Spider-Man from like, I think 2022, maybe? I don't know. When this came out, people were going buck wild, but as you can see, it's got the pins and the actual red pins on the blue there, so people were kind of like, what the heck? But, you know, you still get this under the armpit there. Almost the same figure, I would say. I think the new one is a little skinnier, except he's got the neck that articulates, the toes that articulates, and yeah, I mean, the red over here is darker, and then he's got the darker blue. So, but this was my favorite for a long time, so I'm hoping that we get another one kind of like this. Same kind of look, same molding, maybe in this one here. That wouldn't be too bad. And then we got the Amazing Fantasy with even darker blue, almost like a black, where it's not red or webbed. Got the fake little webbing down under the armpits there. I like this figure though. Then we got the Chinese version, I think, which the red is almost an orange, very light colored, and a lighter, kind of brighter blue. But yeah, no butterflies on this guy, but pinless. He's got the external bracelet web slinger. I like that. I think it's, I didn't know that the 76 version was coming out. And I think it's a Walmart exclusive, so I got this to kind of take its place. But I guess it was going to come whether we liked it or not. Got to get every Spider-Man possible. Then we got this guy. I think this is a Ben Reilly suit. I can't remember. But again, very dark blue, almost like the Amazing Fantasy. Kind of a darker red. You got the pearlescent eyes here. That's almost reflective. Very bug-eyed. Kind of big. I'm not sure if I like this version of the mask. But nonetheless, pretty nice figure as far as posability. We do have the articulated toes down there. I think that came out in 2024. All right, we're gonna move this over just a tad and bring in some more. Now we got one of my favorite Spideys, the newer version. Oh, don't fall. The Scarlet Spider. Toe articulation, that bright red is just sick. And then the new mask that almost has like a Grendel eye type look there. I love it. I just love it. Yeah, this is a great figure. Sold off my old one. And then you gotta have a black suited Spider-Man, so I'm just gonna throw in the Gamerverse one that I had nearby, so he's in there too. So, you know, it's up to you guys to judge. How could they have improved this figure is what I want to know. Like, how could they have improved it with articulation? I guess a waist swivel, but, you know, with the diaphragm swivel and the stomach crunch both combining for a lot of good movement there. you know, it's hard to say, but one day I think we'll get all three, and that'll be crazy. You know, gotta have pinless, double jointed everywhere. Butterflies, of course. I guess the toe articulation, I don't really care about that, but maybe swappable feet? I don't know. For that crawling effect. But yeah, is this figure alone that much better than, say, this one? Or this one? Or this one? You know, they gotta have the butterflies. I think that's very important. Just for posability. So, I don't know how else. Accessories, you know, what about like a web backpack? You know, when the show he used to like web up his clothes when he changed. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a couple of those like webbing, like straight jackets when he'd web people up. I think one came with like the Build-A-Figure Demo Goblin, maybe. So like kind of give him the web straight jacket. I'm taking away these Spider-Man, and we're going to just throw in a few figures that are kind of, you would think are superposable. And it's just, you got to ask yourself, is this Spider-Man that much better than all these other figures? So, you know, I'm just posing the question, is it worth it? It is to me, because I bought it. If you bought it, you think it's worth it. You know, you can kind of be like, God damn it, why am I doing this? And kind of do the whole, you know, self questioning thing, but it is what it is. You bought it, you know. If it was $40, hell yeah, it would have sold like hotcakes, but it's not. Here we got the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler. Super awesome articulation. I love this figure. And you guys, you know, oh, Nightcrawler's as fast as Spider-Man. No, he's not. No, he's not. Remember in Secret Wars when Nightcrawler's like, I'm as fast and as agile as he is, and Peter Parker or Spidey was like, not on your best day, and just was like, bam, slapped him up. Here's the newer Black Panther. I painted in his little lines, the creases there. I just like the way it looks. Get him back there a little bit because he's bigger. Then we got Psylocke in the training suit. Super nice figure. Very posable. Don't fall on us, Black Panther. Now, let's get some women getting those butterfly joints. That's what we need. Blur. I like this figure. I like the colors. The black and the yellow. And he's like a good posable figure. You know, he's, I don't know, for some reason he's kind of stiff and sturdy for me. And he's got everything you need to pose for good old running poses. And then, of course, we got the very well-loved Black Widow, the newest offering from Marvel Legends, and people are going psycho over this. I feel lucky that I got it for just a tad over retail, but still craziness. And then finally, Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, which to me is a sick fucking figure. He's got the toe articulation. So, I mean, this figure right here is pretty much the equivalent of this Spider-Man. Almost the exact same articulation. Yeah, it is. So, think about that. Alright guys, that's it for my review. I'm going to pack it up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was fun doing it. It's an interesting topic, and I'm pretty psyched for the Maximum Hulk. that I think shipped. So that was fast. You know, I just got these Spider-Man guys maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and already getting those Hulks. So that review should be coming up in the next week or so. Let's hope. Gosh, what else? Oh, big announcements from Marvel Legends. We could talk about that. Maybe, God, should I do a live stream? Maybe I want to buddy up with somebody. Somebody want to do a live stream with me and talk about the new Marvel Legends releases, which is the Fantastic Four movie figures. I think it's a set of 6. I'm thinking about just grabbing that Silver Surfer, keeping the surfboard, keeping the cosmic wave effect, and then putting my male Silver Surfer. And it's not about male or female. That's my Silver Surfer, and then selling the figure, or I don't know, maybe giving it to somebody. I don't know, but yeah, I think that's cool. That surfboard looks sick. So, but I'm sure we're gonna get comic versions of the Fantastic Four as well as Silver Surfer coming up from Marvel Legends. And then we got the Gamerverse. Boy, Psylocke looks great. I don't know if I need the Thanos. That Venom looks pretty cool. The blue Venom with the half symbiote, half Eddie Brock face. But do I really need a new Captain America? You know, I don't really need a new Wolverine, but those slash effects are rad, and that new Silver Samurai looks cool. But we didn't really need a new Silver Samurai either. What else is there? Juggernaut, Gargantuos, both of those are totally, I need them. That's it. War Machine Omega Red, did I not say that? Well, whatever. Don't really need those. You know, we already got 2 of those each in the last, 2 or 3 years? 4 years maybe? So, I don't know. Some interesting announcements. G.I. Joe's coming up on the 4th of June for G.I. June. Let's fucking talk about it, guys. Hit me up. Other than that, Batista's coming up, I think. I picked up this guy. I found him. It was a freaking miracle. Blade Runner Sting. I don't know if I can open him up unless I find a second one. I just don't know if I can. But I'm so tempted. Like, look at that. The sunglasses. Fucking Blade Runner Sting, baby. Got this Viper in the mail. I think I'm going to do Batista. And then probably that Rosie there. And it is the Chase. And I'm hoping to kind of get away from wrestlers. But, you know... It all depends on what's rolling in, right, guys? So, thanks for watching again. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment if you can. I appreciate all those comments coming in. You guys know who you are. Check out my Trick Williams free giveaway. It's coming up here June 1st. We're going to do the giveaway, raffle style. So, all right, guys. Peace out. Shit. Alright, guys, I found the little hole that the stand goes into on this little spooge gobbler. I don't know, whatever this is, the webbing. So, I found the hole. Guys. I found the hole.